Welcome, dear listener, to this quiet corner of the world where history drifts gently through the twilight and the past glimmers like the warm flicker of a flame. You're invited to slow down now. Perhaps you're already tucked beneath a cozy blanket. Let your eyes grow heavy as we take a soft step back in time to the 18th century, a world before electric lights, where nightfall brought with it a peaceful hush, and a single candle flame could brighten a room, guide the way, or set the stage for a quiet evening of reading, prayer, or gentle thought. Tonight's story is not one of grand battles or booming events, but of something simpler and warmer. It's a tale of tallow and beeswax, of careful hands and quiet evenings, as we explore the peaceful art of candle making. In the 1700s, let the rhythm of this story help your breathing slow, your body soften, and your thoughts gently float, like smoke curling into the quiet air. In the 18th century, when the sun dipped below the horizon, the world grew dim. There were no switches to flick, no buzzing, bulbs overhead, only the soft gleam of the moon, the stars, and the handmade glow of candles. Candlelight was a luxury and a necessity. It filled kitchens as meals were prepared after dark. It lit the pages of beloved books, read quietly by hearths. It burned in small churches, casting warm halos around pews and stone walls. Even the smallest flame became a cherished companion to the night. Candles didn't come from stores, not yet, they came from homes, from hands that knew the way of tallow and wick. Tallow was rendered animal fat, often from cows or sheep, slowly melted down until it became a usable, pourable substance. It had a thick, earthy smell, and while it smoked and sputtered, it brought comfort and light. Wealthier households, or those near forests and hives, might use beeswax instead. Beeswax was golden, sweet-smelling, and burned longer. It was considered a gentle luxury, often used for church candles and celebrations. Gathering wax was slow work. Bees needed care, and each hive offered only so much. Some families grew small gardens of flowers just to feed their bees, a tender exchange between people and nature. Making candles was slow, careful work. First came the rendering. Tallow or wax was melted down over a small fire, often outdoors, where the smell wouldn't cling to linens or bread. A kettle would bubble gently as fat slowly turned clear. Wicks were cut from linen or hemp, soaked in salt water and dried to make the burn steadier. Then the dipping began, one by one. Strings were dipped into the hot wax, then pulled out again. Over and over, layer by layer, the candles grew in thickness, each one smooth and pale, like slowly growing icicles. Sometimes they were shaped in tin molds for a more uniform look. The room would smell of warmth and earth and smoke. Children sometimes helped with the cooling process, hanging new candles from wooden racks to dry. Rows and rows of soft white tapers, swaying gently like drying herbs. As evening fell, a single candle could transform a room. Its flame danced gently in the stillness, reflecting in pewter cups, casting shadows that swayed like soft lullabies across the walls. Families would gather close to share stories or scripture, to mend clothes, or rest in thought. A woman might sew by its light, her needle gleaming with each pass. A child might fall asleep nearby, his face aglow with flickering warmth. Candlelight had a rhythm, slow and kind. It calmed the breath and stilled the mind. Even travelers, riding under star-speckled skies, might see a distant candle in a window and feel a sense of home. Candles were more than tools. They marked time. They marked joy. At Christmas time, candles were placed in windows, welcoming friends, chasing back the longest nights. In autumn, they lit the way for harvest feasts. In spring, they burned through quiet prayers for the coming year. In churches, candles glowed near altars, each one a flicker of devotion. Even birthday cakes, in later years, would borrow this custom: a candle, a wish, a breath. Some people made candles for more than just their own homes. They bundled them in neat stacks, tied with twine, and carried them to the market in small villages. The candle seller was a welcome sight. Their cart, filled with scents of tallow and beeswax, rattled gently down the cobbled roads. People would stop and smell, hold candles up to the sun, to admire the color and feel. 4 for the kitchen, 2 for the bedroom, they'd murmur. The seller would smile, accept a coin or two, and continue on. A quiet trade, for a gentle need, and so the candle burns. Shorter, slower, softer, until it leaves only a memory, a curl of smoke, and a small circle of melted wax. Candles taught patience and presence, and the value of a moment gently lit. In time, gas lamps and electric bulbs would change the world, but something about a single flame remains unmatched. It is old and quiet. It waits for dusk and invites you to rest. And now, as your own room grows still, let the flicker of this story drift gently into the background. Let it settle over you, like the glow of a candle behind closed eyes. No need to think, no need to remember, only to feel. That warmth still lingers, soft and slow and timeless. May you rest now in the quiet comfort of candlelight dreams. Good night and sleep well.